Alright. Name is Dale. Doing the album review for the new Nas King's Disease 2. This album review is done on behalf of Audio Liquor Magazine. I hesitated to even do this review because I'm late. Now technically I'm not that late because it hasn't even been 2 weeks since the album been out, but you know, in this new age, or this age we live in, social media and YouTube, people come out with their reviews pretty quick for artists of this stature. Used to doing mostly artists that go under the radar that people might not be so aware of. So a week and a half or a week and a few days is not bad, but someone like a J. Cole, Nas, Kendrick Lamar, you know, some others, you gotta do it like within a few days after it drops. But I'm gonna do it anyway. Give you like a little brief discography of Nas. He has 15 solo albums, studio albums. That's including both Lost Tape albums, Lost Tapes 1 and 2. His first album dropped in 1994, the classic Illmatic. He had the Firm album that dropped in 1997. That was him, along with AZ, Nature, Foxy Brown. Omega was supposed to be on that album, and then they end up switching him out with Nature. Then he had another album with Damian Marley in 2010 called Distant Relatives. So he has a lengthy catalog, should I say. And off the top, I'm going to say I believe this second album is much better than the first King Disease album. And I'm going to get into some of the songs, not going to go in detail with every song. It's 15 tracks total. One of the highlights is a song called Death Row East. I really dig the production. Nas speaks on the beef between him and Tupac, the beef between him and Suge Knight, the whole East Coast, West Coast shit that went on during the 90s. It's a good hip hop history lesson. It's good storytelling. Great song. Love this song. We have another song called EPMD 2, featuring EPMD, the legendary group EPMD, and Eminem. The first EPMD song that Nas made was featured on the Judas and the Black Messiah movie soundtrack. And I love the first EPMD song that he did. That shit was nasty. I like this as well. It's not as good as the first one to me, but I appreciate him featuring EPMD on this song. But I thought Eminem did not fit this track. He's not bad by no means, but I just felt he didn't belong on here. I felt he should have been featured. He should have featured Eminem on another song. He probably, I don't know where he would have fit on the other tracks. Now that I think about it, the only song I could see him really fitting outside of this song, which I don't think he fits on, is a song that Nas got on this King Disease album 2, a song called YKTV, and that song features Boogie with a Hoodie and YG, and I wasn't feeling them on that joint, so he could have replaced them two with Eminem. But that's the only other song I see him really fitting on, but he didn't work on this album, on this particular song for me. I thought it should have just featured EPMD, and if he felt like he had to have another feature besides EPMD, Get someone that's heavily associated with EPMD, like a Redman. I don't think he's ever did a song with Redman before. You could have had Redman on here if you had to have somebody else, but I think it should have just been EPMD, period. But I still like the song. And he has another song called Store Run and Moments. These two songs put me in a zone. They put me in a good place. I really like these two songs, especially Moments. Moments is probably one of my favorite songs on here. I really dig it. Then you got another song called Nobody featuring Miss Lauryn Hill. Yes, the legendary Lauryn Hill. Now, I didn't see this coming. Nobody probably seen this coming. No pun intended. I just figured that Lauryn Hill was just going to sing on the hook. But she actually drops a verse, a very strong verse on here. This song is about dealing with fame and wanting their privacy, wanting to maneuver the way they want to maneuver, and try to give you an understanding how they maneuver and why they do certain things. Like Lauryn Hill gives an explanation of why she's late for shows and certain events. It's a really good song. I love it. Definitely a big standout, because to get Lauryn Hill to rap, is just to get her to sing would have been a major feat, but to get her to actually drop a verse, I can't remember the last time I even heard her rap, is really, really major. So that song alone is enough to make you want to listen to the whole album. And he got another song called No Phony Love featuring Charlie Wilson. Now, I've been hearing people saying that Charlie Wilson is getting a little stale on these rap songs and it's not working. I had no problem with Charlie Wilson on this song, nor the song that he did with Nas on the first King Disease album. I thought they was pretty cool. This song is a cool chick song, relationship track. I dig it. It could get radio play. It's a nice song. And you got another track called Brunch on Sundays. It's a nice track for the ladies, a lady song, dating and celebrating. It's a good song. I dig it. This is another song that could be played on the radio. Then you got another track called Count Me In. This is another one of them joints that put me in a zone. I love it. Then he has another track called My Bible. Very strong and deep song. Nas breaks it down from man, woman, and child on a spiritual life lesson. And this, I just dig it. Great song. I thought it would have been the best way to end the album, but then he has another song called Nas Is Good, which the sequence of the album, I wouldn't have put that song at the end. I understand why, but I probably wouldn't. I probably would have ended off with My Bible, but I dig it anyway. He has another song called Pressure and Rare. Both of those songs are very dope. He has another song called, I can't recall the title of it, but it's featuring Hit Boy, who's actually rapping. Hit Boy does all the production, by the way, but he actually raps on this song, and he gets his man. I really dig it. It's official. There were only two songs that I didn't care for. One was called 40 Side, and the other was called YKTV. I didn't really like those two songs. But other than that, everything is fire, pretty much. Hit Boy production is top notch. It's like they were filling each other out music wise on the first King Disease album. And I like the first King Disease album. I thought it was a solid album. But on this one, they're in the pocket. It's like they're on the same page for the most part. And they found their niche with each other as far as the music goes and the production. It's contemporary grown man hip hop at its finest. This is a good example of why, just another good example why Nas is on my Mount Rushmore of greatest MCs, greatest rap artists of all time. He's one of the GOATs. I hope they continue to make albums together, him and Hit Boy. How I would rank this Nas album compared to the rest of his catalog, I probably would say this is his third best album. It's that good. I would probably go Illmatic first and foremost. That's a given. I probably would go Life is Good as second. And I probably would go with this joint as third. You know, he has a good catalog. He only has one classic album to me, even though he's one of my favorite hip hop artists, and I say he's on my Mount Rushmore. He only has one classic album. I don't give out classics as easy as some other folks do. So Illmatic to me is his only classic album, but his catalog has like very good to borderline classic joints. It Was Written is a good album. You know, Godson is very solid. Stillmatic is very solid. Two albums that folks tend to not talk about when they talk about his catalog is Nas, I Am. I think that's a very underrated album. And his double album, Street Disciples. I think that is a very underrated album. It rarely gets mentioned. I rarely hear people talk about that album. Either in a bad way or good way. They just don't even talk about that joint for some reason. Like it never existed. And I don't understand, but I probably would have to put this album third. He's only had two albums that I thought was very suspect, and that was Nostradamus and Nasir. They the only two albums I was like, I don't know, he could have did without them two. Even though Nostradamus do have a few bangers on there, overall, like, I don't know. But anyway, before I go, gotta do shameless plug. I have an album out with my folks, Ali the Turd. We go by Ali and the Ugly Professor. He's the MC/producer, I'm the producer. It's soulful, intelligent, hardcore, ugly face music. We hit on a range of different topics, from love, hate, racism, sex, relationships, crime, medicine, the good smoke for those who are smokers. You got storytelling, you got battle rap, etc., etc. It's called Run the Gamut. It's available on every music platform, I believe. If not every, most music platforms it's available on. So please go get that. Listen to it. Take the time to listen to it. And if you dig it, get it, download it. Oh, I forgot to give Nas King Disease 2 a letter grade. The letter grade is an A. I was thinking an A-, a strong A-, if that makes any sense, a strong A-, but I'm giving it an A. This is the best album of the year so far. Now I'm done.